Hello, everybody out in STEM land. It is another edition of Getting to Know. Today, Mr. Tyler and I are honored to have our fearless leader, Mrs. Tellinger. Mrs. Tellinger, how are you today?
Morning, everybody.
So,
How are you doing today?
We're doing good, doing good. It's a beautiful day. Kids are rocking and rolling with remote learning, and teachers are working hard, and it's a super day.
Awesome.
Absolutely. So we know that you are the hardest working person at STEM Lab. So we really appreciate you taking some time early in the morning to have a little fun and relax for a little bit with us. So, Mr. Tyler, I'm going to go ahead and hand it on over to you.
All right. Well, Mrs. Tellinger, this is how we do it. We have 6 questions that we ask everyone that does these interviews with us. So we're going to go ahead and get started with those. Are you ready?
I think I'm ready.
All right. Well, everyone knows who you are already, but we're going to start with your name and how long you've been at STEM Lab.
My name is Tracy Tellinger, and I have been at STEM Lab since it opened, so 10 years now.
Awesome. And where are you originally from?
I was born in Buffalo, New York, and grew up in South Florida, Coral Springs.
Okay. Oh, you're from the South. Okay. Tell us about your family, including any pets.
My family right now, so I have 2 daughters. Brooke is 17 and Brinley is 15. And my husband, Chad, he is a fireman. My girls go to Mountain Range High School. And
Represent.
They are great kids, doing a good job with this remote learning and, following social distancing, but staying connected with their friends from school via FaceTime. I am the 3rd child out of 4, so I have 3 other siblings. Oldest sister passed away recently, and I have an older brother. And then I have a younger sister as well.
Well, I do realize that, and I am sorry to hear that. But you have a lot of family. I know your girls love being around you. I know that you and your close family are very close, so that's what matters. So, Mrs. Tellinger, why have you decided to make STEM Lab your home?
Wow. Well, that one's pretty easy. It was probably about 15 years ago. I worked at the district building in the science department, and myself and the 2 other ladies that I worked with always wondered what it would be like to open our own school, particularly a STEM school. And we dreamed about what the mission and the vision would be and the instructional model would be. And we had the opportunity to pitch that idea to Superintendent Godowski, who was intrigued enough to let us pitch it to the school board. And lo and behold, here we are.
Here we are, one of the best schools the best school I've ever worked at.
Thank you.
So, Ms. Tellinger, what is the best part of your job?
The best part of my job is definitely the kids. Love all of our STEMsters, love seeing their faces. The next best part is the staff is phenomenal. They are like my extended family. They work so hard for their students. They have such love and pride and dedication to their students and their craft, and they're all master teachers, and I'm so fortunate to be surrounded by students and staff that make our school what it really is. Our extended families, our extended community with our families also makes STEM absolutely incredible. I am the luckiest principal in the state by far.
Are you there, Mr. Tyler? Mr. Tyler is frozen. Let it go. All right. Well, I'll take the next question then. So, Mrs. Tellinger, what is one positive thing that has come from the quarantine?
I think it's the opportunity to connect with family and slow things down, and the opportunity to really work with the entire staff on a common outcome of trying to engage students with lessons that will prepare them for next year. Work with staff to support our students. So I think that's been really positive as we navigate this time, unprecedented time, and to see people persevere and be innovative, and be creative and show grit and resiliency. I think that is just amazing. And I think that's also going to transfer to our students. They are able to demonstrate that they can shift and be flexible and just persevere through difficult times.
Yeah, I think that we're learning the true resilience of kids. They are, I think a lot of the time we don't give them the credit they need or they deserve when it comes to being resilient. I think adults are probably having a harder time with this shift than a lot of our kids are. They go with the flow and they follow the lead of the adults. And I think you make a great point that our teachers are really setting an example for this is perseverance, this is grit, and this is how we still succeed. So I would agree with everything that you had said there. So, Mrs. Tellinger, tell us about your time as a teacher.
Oh, wow. It feels like a lifetime ago. So I've been in this profession 28 years, so probably is almost a lifetime ago. I haven't been in the classroom in 15, no, that's not right. Yeah, 15 years, as long as my youngest daughter, to have my own classroom. So my experiences in the classroom, I started in second grade, and that was a lot of fun. Loved second grade. But then I moved on to fifth grade, which is where I happened to meet Mr. H. He actually is responsible for hiring me in my second year teaching as a fifth grade teacher. Obviously, I'm sure you can imagine we had a lot of good times. It was great to work on a fifth grade team that was highly collaborative. I did that for a handful of years. And then Century Middle School opened, and I jumped into teaching science and math at Century Middle School. And believe it or not, met John Overbo and Marianne Stratton over at Century. So worked with them for quite a while too. And then I started having a family. And at that time is when I transitioned to working at the ESC building, the district science department. And I did that part-time. Being in the classroom, is amazing because you really get to know students and families on that personal level and watch them grow as individuals. And you just have that opportunity to, foster that really, really positive relationship with them.
All right. So can you, and I've had this conversation with you before, Mrs. Tellinger, and I think it's a really cool story. Can you just give us a quick history of our building?
So as I said a little bit ago, it was probably 15 years ago, I worked with a couple other ladies, and we had the idea of a school and what that could look like if we ever had a school focused on science, focused on STEM at the time. We also had lots of partnerships, higher education, Denver Museum, Adams County Education Consortium, Denver Metro Chamber of Commerce. And we would talk to them about education and the skill set that they hoped students in our community would have as they come out of school and enter the workforce. So we knew what we needed to do within a school. We also knew that there was data and research that shows students sometimes lose their passion and their love for being questioners and creative thinkers and innovators and scientists and mathematicians, usually towards the end of elementary school. Students sometimes think, I'm good at math or I'm not good at math. They create that identity early on, unfortunately, and we really believed it was important to create a school that continued to foster that identity so that students know anybody can be successful with math and science and engineering and creative thinking, and just we have to create opportunities for them to demonstrate that love and that curiosity and that creativity. So that was the kind of school that we really wanted to create. What was really funny, though, is as we talked to our partners, they didn't quite understand that we really wanted to start with the little guys and have a school, a STEM school that was a K-8 STEM school. And our partners always thought we were talking high school and getting these 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds ready to join the workforce or to join the trades or to go on to higher education in some capacity. So it wasn't a tough sell to convince them that we really needed to foster this thinking at the early age and try and maintain students on this path of being thinkers and scientists and mathematicians and innovators and entrepreneurs. So it didn't take too long to convince them, but there was no model out there across the country of an elementary STEM school. There were plenty of high schools out there that were doing STEM, but nobody was doing it the way that we defined it with the PBLs, with transdisciplinary learning, with strong partnerships. So we had to create that road. And when we first opened 10 years ago, we would have visitors from across the country on a weekly basis, touring our building and learning from our teachers. And it was pretty amazing. Now, there are quite a few STEM schools across our state, but we still get people coming to us trying to figure out how to replicate what we have in our building. And short of them stealing our staff, it's going to be hard to replicate.
So then you're a decade past this vision that you originally had. You've got a brand new building. We're maxed. We've got all the students we can hold. Is what we're doing now the vision you had 10 years ago?
I think with anything in life, you have to constantly analyze and adjust accordingly. So yes, it is aligned with the original vision, but where do we need to take it and how do we better what we're doing is something always on the forefront of our staff's mind, of my mind. What else do the students need to be successful moving forward in life? How can we better prepare them? So that is something we constantly grapple with and consider, and will adjust and revise accordingly. What else can we do to provide students opportunities to be successful in the future? And whether that's introducing computer science even earlier than what we maybe had 5 years ago, then that's the direction we take. Is there more technology out there in the form of tools that we want to expose our students to? Absolutely. More 3D printers, more Glowforge, more internship opportunities, more travel abroad. What else can we do for our students to prepare them for the next decade of education and the next decade of their life?
Yep. Amazing that you created something that hadn't been there before and is thriving, and it's an amazing model, and you're still constantly thinking about how to improve it, what is next, and that just speaks to your leadership. So I appreciate that. All right, so tell us about growing up in Florida.
Oh, wow. It was quite different than growing up in New York. So obviously, you can't beat the beach, you can't beat the sun. Um, it, it, it was different. Loved going to Disney World, every weekend. That's always something that as a kid, nobody's going to say no to that.
Hold on, every weekend?
Yeah, just about every weekend.
Wow.
It was a short,
Oh my gosh.
it's a short drive, so it was an easy way to pack up the family. Annual passes as a resident were very, very reasonably priced. Growing up was it's one of those things I look back on and I think about how fortunate I was to have the experiences I had. Our family didn't have a lot per se. I didn't have a car when I was 16. Sending me to college was a financial hardship on our family. My younger sister is 10 years younger than I am. Both my parents worked, and when I was in high school, I would get off the bus and I would walk to her daycare center and I would pick her up and we'd have to walk home, and I would be the one getting dinner ready and doing my homework until they got home. And that was my life. I was able to do a couple of clubs, but even that, I had family responsibilities. I was responsible for my sister, who was 2, 3, 4 at the time, while I was in high school, and that's what I had to do. And I remember it vividly, walking in the heat in Florida, dragging this little 3-year-old behind me because her little legs were short, and she'd get hot and then she'd get home and I'd have to give her a snack. So it was fun. Growing up in Florida, we did a lot of things together as a family, packing up the cooler and going to sit on the beach on the weekends. And then as I got older, it was much easier to, borrow my mom's car so I could drive to the beach with some friends. High school was, fairly easy for me in terms of my study skills. Middle school was always, middle school. There's good stories and bad, trying to figure out who you are in life.
Mm-hmm.
We would go to Miami Dolphins football games together, though. I remember that was a special time for my dad and I, that we would do that together. And then I became a passionate Florida State Seminole fan and ended up going to Florida State University for college.
Excellent. Those are some amazing memories. Thank you for sharing those with us. All right. Did you ever get called to the principal's office?
No.
No. Oh, okay.
No.
Super quick to answer that one.
There was one time in 7th grade, I got detention because I passed a note during class.
Do you remember what the note said?
I don't remember at all what the note said. I don't think I generated the note. I think I was the middle person passing it along. But as I passed it, I got caught and I had to serve detention one day after school. And that's the extent of my discipline record.
Cool. Well, hey, that's good. That's good.
All right. I was devastated, though. It was not good. I was so afraid to go home and tell my parents about it. It scarred me for life.
Well, I'm sorry I made you, hash that terrible memory again. I apologize. So, all right. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the lightning round. So for the lightning round, it is whatever your gut instinct is. It's either a this or that question, a yes or a no, or a fill in the blank. Okay. But I feel since some of these are Bronco questions, I'm going to do a quick addition to my wardrobe. Now,
some of them are Broncos questions.
Maybe.
Most.
So, Ms. Tellinger, are you ready?
I think so.
Okay.
Bring it on.
How long have you been a Denver Broncos season ticket holder?
Ooh, well, since I married my husband,
Okay.
they're his season tickets.
Okay.
And he has had them in his family since 1968, 69.
Okay.
So 50 years.
Ah, amazing. Okay.
But I've been a holder for 24 years that we've been married.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. John Elway or Peyton Manning?
John Elway.
Von Miller or Champ Bailey?
These are tough. Do we go old school? Do we got Von Miller?
Okay. Recess duty or lunch duty?
Recess.
Okay. Doing the budget or the master schedule?
Oh gosh, bring me on the budget anytime. I'd rather deal with money than boxes and figuring out where kids go.
Gotcha. What do you miss most about our old building?
The size of the classrooms.
Yes, agreed.
The classrooms were huge.
Yes, that I agree with that one. All right. If you truly know me, then you know blank.
That's a tough one. If you truly know me, then you know.
You like to cry.
I do cry a lot because, and that supports where I'm going, that I like to see the best in people. And I believe everybody's just genuine and has a good heart. So if you know me, you know I wear my heart on my sleeve and I see and believe in the best of people.
And that transparency is amazing from a leader. So I just want to say from my perspective that knowing where you stand all the time it makes working for you enjoyable, and it's an awesome trait to have as a leader. So thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Your favorite Bronco of all time?
DeMarcus Ware.
Oh, all right.
Nice.
You know what? I almost did Von Miller or DeMarcus Ware, but DeMarcus Ware wasn't here long enough, so I didn't do that one. So it's funny you say that. Okay. Well, then Von Miller or DeMarcus Ware?
In terms of what?
I don't know. Having dinner with. How about that?
Ooh. Probably Vaughn.
Okay. All right. All right. Last question. Mr. Tyler or Mr. Santella?
Oh.
Okay. You don't have to answer that. It's okay.
I'm not going to. But again, it depends in terms of what?
Beer.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, I love you guys both. So it would be hard to choose.
Excellent. All right. We have one more item for you. Mr. Tyler, go ahead and take it.
Well, Mrs. Tellinger, this is where we are just going to give you the floor. You get to take as long as you want. Give out your last message to our STEM community, to our students, our staff, our families. The floor is yours. Whatever you'd like to say, go ahead.
Thank you. I know this has been a tough time for everyone on so many levels, personal levels, family levels, school, and I am just so proud of, again, the grit and resiliency our community has shown us the perseverance our students have had during this difficult time, the dedication our teachers have had, endless hours and commitment to our students and trying to do the best they can, especially in this Teacher Appreciation Week. There is a lot to appreciate from our teachers. I know they have office hours, but they are nonstop making themselves available to our students, and I couldn't be more proud. I know we are STEM strong, and I know whatever the future brings to us, because of this experience, we will have grown and learned from it, and I know we will persevere regardless of what the future brings to us.
Excellent. Well,
Very
again,
well
thank you
said.
for your time, Mrs. Tellinger. We know you're insanely busy, and I guarantee as soon as we get off of this, you're going to another meeting about something. So we just wanted to say thank you, and you know, thanks for being our boss. We really enjoy working at STEM. And again, thank you for your time. So hopefully we'll see you soon. That's all I got.
Thank
That's
you.
it. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. Hope to see everybody so very soon, and I miss everyone so much.